If no one else will defend the world, then I must.
Those are all the movies coming from DC Comics in the next 2-3 years, and that's a lot, even counting the animated movies, which I'm still really excited for. But it's unusual for DC to announce this many at once, so I am enormously excited, and let's go through all of them, shall we, before we discuss the ones that weren't on the list. Firstly, Batman Gotham by Gaslight is the much predicted next movie from the DC animated universe, as it was basically spoiled upon the release of Batman and Harley Quinn on the back of the box, but they finally announced it. It's also rare for them to leave it so late to announce something like this, especially as the box is already out in the wild, so I don't know why they didn't reveal something beforehand, like a trailer or something. But that's basically all we have to go on until Batman and Harley Quinn properly comes out and we get some sort of trailer or behind the scenes thing. Presumably out in a few months. I think it's the next one. It's based on the best-selling graphic novel, Gotham by Gaslight, that nearly got a video game adaptation. That obviously fell through because no one was going to really, truly buy that, as fun as it looked. Mike Mignola of Hellboy fame did the art for it. It's actually 2 parts. The first part involves him facing off against Jack the Ripper, which will presumably what the movie does. The second part involves him going up against someone who's very like the Cavalier, strangely enough, in a big airship, which reminds me a bit of that episode of Batman the Animated Series with Ra's al Ghul and Jonah Hex, which was excellent, so I don't mind. But Gotham by Gaslight, very exciting. Next, The Death of Superman and Return of Superman. 2 new movies in one little logo. That's the SNES version. You can see a link above because I'm playing it actually on DC Comics Gamer. I've got my playthrough going, and that's the first episode above. Death and Return of Superman. 2 different movies. Excellent. Arguably the biggest event in comic book history. Finally adapted. Except they already adapted it. Superman Doomsday. Oh, my lovely lenticular cover, that. I love that. Was the first DC original animated movie, and it surprised me certainly to see them going back to that well again, and to do a proper adaptation is cool. But they've already done it. I know they had to make loads of concessions, and it's a very different story in Superman Doomsday, but they could have already done it. There's so many more stories to tell, so why go back to this one again? But I don't mind if they do it justice, if they actually properly go for it and give us mulleted Superman. I think this is going to come out alongside Justice League and The Return of Superman in probably a very similar way. This is definitely why they're doing it. Guaranteed. But still, fun, and 2 movies, done justice. Brilliant. Let's move on. Suicide Squad, How to Pay. I don't know when this one is coming to the DC animated universe. It got me thinking, hang on, hasn't this already been done? Yes, it has. Batman Assault on Arkham, that was the first Suicide Squad animated movie. The catch is that this one is set in the Arkham universe. Suicide Squad How to Pay will be set in the sort of the New 52 Rebirth current DC animated continuity universe. So not out of it like Batman Harley Quinn's going to be. This is set in the same one as Justice League vs Teen Titans, or most recently Teen Titans The Judas Contract. The one that started off with the Flashpoint paradox basically, and went into Justice League War and onwards from there. So presumably Suicide Squad How to Pay will be going for a New 52 story with the Suicide Squad, which isn't too bad. I kind of hope it's one of the Rebirth ones, because the Rebirth ones have been much better, and certainly Harley in it is much more interesting, and they've also gone with the movie setup featuring Katana, Killer Croc, Enchantress, basically what you see here. I bet that's what they are going to go with, but we'll see when we get more information on it. But I'm excited for it. Suicide Squad is such a good concept, and the movie only sort of did it justice. You get another great Suicide Squad animated movie, because Assault on Arkham was excellent. It's one of my favourites. I'll be happy. Moving on to the DCEU, and speaking of Suicide Squad, we've got the proper official announcement of Suicide Squad 2. Now, I am excited for this. David Ayer is not going to be directing. The director of The Shallows, James Collette Sierra, I definitely pronounced that wrong, but whatever, is the frontrunner to direct Suicide Squad 2. I'm excited for it, as I did sort of like it, but in retrospect, it's kind of my least favourite DCEU movie. I enjoyed all the little character moments in it, and it was funny, and it had fun with the concept. That's what I loved about it. But the story completely fell apart, and it never felt like it was using the characters quite well enough, especially the Joker. It still did really well in theatres, so I'm quite happy for them to make another one. Just don't rush it. Make it a little bit more political and just make sure the story holds together better. The Enchantress should not have been the villain. I would have been quite happy for the Joker to have been the villain. It would have made a lot more sense. Just look again to Assault on Arkham. That is a perfect way to do a Suicide Squad movie. It made sense for Harley Quinn to be there because they were going to Arkham. It made sense for the Joker to be there, Arkham again, and it had Batman and the Joker in it sort of fighting in the background while Suicide Squad carried on with their mission. It worked really well. That's exactly what a Suicide Squad movie should have been, but this one didn't quite fit together very well. To mention the fact that the Suicide Squad themselves didn't actually have anywhere near the power, apart from the Enchantress, to take down Superman, which was their whole point in existing. Once the Enchantress went over to the dark side, so to speak, they were completely out of their depth. Most of them didn't have superpowers at all. Oh well, and yet Enchantress is gone now. So, who else they got? I'm predicting they're going to have Killer Frost on the team to replace El Diablo. But we'll see. I think it'll be good. And Jeff Johns is pretty much in charge from the beginning now. It's sort of hit in the point between the backlash from Batman v Superman and Jeff Johns taking over, so they had to quickly course correct, and so that's why all the bad things happened with it and why it changed to be a completely different movie basically between announcement and release. Hopefully Suicide Squad 2 won't have these problems, and I'm still excited to watch it. Next one, personal favourite, Green Lantern Corps. It has been officially announced. It was sort of hinted at before, but yes, now we are genuinely getting a Green Lantern Corps movie, presumably featuring both Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. I'm very excited about this. I still like the Green Lantern movie. I am so excited for this, and the knowledge with Jeff Johns in basically command and calling the shots, I cannot see a way how it can possibly be bad. Of course, people's memories will be of the Green Lantern movie, so they really have to break out and do well with it and make it the best possible movie they can so they can possibly have a franchise out of it. Question is, will he be coming to any other movies before that? I mean, there are already hints that we're getting Green Lantern in Justice League. Steppenwolf has just said lanterns are in this universe in the trailer. That made me kicking out so hard. Yes, Green Lantern Corps movie, I cannot wait, and now has been officially announced. Flashpoint, I think this was possibly the biggest surprise during the announcements. Not only the fact that we've already had Flashpoint just in the last year in the TV show, but the fact that they're considering it now is amazing to me. Yes, we've had the Flashpoint Paradox animated movie too. It's a very interesting one to choose, but for a first Flash movie, it's both exciting and crazy, but it's just crazy enough to work. If they just have him tear apart the DCEU in general, that would be cool. If we're going to tear it apart, they have to do the opposite to the TV show and actually do something closer to the comic, which is tear apart the whole DCEU. And that's the most exciting part. Just ignore Barry Allen's life, basically. Generally say about his mum and dad, which I think we're going to get introduced to in Justice League. We've already seen his dad in one of the trailers. Look at Flashpoint, we could possibly seeing Aquaman versus Wonder Woman. Amazonians versus Atlanteans. Hopefully this isn't an immediate reset, like getting rid of Ben Affleck's Batman type of reset. I really hope not. I know the first few DCEU movies weren't so great, but we just need to do a sort of rebirth situation here. Not ditch the New 52 or the DCEU and just do a course correct and just try to bring back the things that actually people love about it. So make Superman more of a beacon of hope. They've already done it with Wonder Woman, she's just perfect, but make Batman non-killing vigilante. Point, very surprising. that they're doing it so soon. Very exciting. Can't wait. No director yet attached. But it's been announced. Wonder Woman 2. Everyone predicted it. Everyone said it was going to be announced. And they were right. Wonder Woman 2 is indeed coming. We've just learned today that it's coming out December 2019. It actually has a date attached. Gal Gadot is definitely coming back. Oh, that lovely Gal Gadot. Patty Jenkins is expected to direct. It's expected to be set in the 1980s. Everyone else wants it to be in World War II, so we'll see. That might be a bit predictable, and I don't think Patty Jenkins likes doing predictable. I don't mind. I am excited to see it. Wonder Woman so far is best movie of the DCEU. So good. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. It's exactly what the DCEU needed right now. It was so great. And it's currently the best DCEU in terms of sales, and that's the most important thing, and that's why we're definitely getting Wonder Woman 2, and it's announced, so we are getting it. All we need now is that Patty Jenkins is coming back, and we need what it's going to be about. Alright, that's all the DC movies announced. Let's run through the ones that weren't announced, shall we? The conspicuous absences. Starting with the Joker and Harley Quinn movie that everyone spread about as a rumour before Comic-Con. They said it was definitely going to announce, and then it never was. I don't know who thought up this rather, to avoid swearing, nonsense rumour. But Jared Leto hasn't even confirmed that he's coming back to play the Joker yet. I mean, they can recast him, obviously. But Harley Quinn's already committed to both Suicide Squad 2 and Gotham City Sirens, which I haven't mentioned yet, but that was already announced. David Ayer's doing that. And I'm excited about both of those, but Joker and Harley Quinn, I bet this was probably someone's idea at some point. They may have put it forward as a possibility of something to do with these two characters, just to tell the tale of how they got together and how they probably split apart, because I'm guessing there's going to be a story there how Harley gets away from him. But I'm guessing that's going to be in either Suicide Squad 2 or Gotham City Sirens. There is no need to have a Harley Quinn and Joker movie. Joker's performance in Suicide Squad was so divisive, I don't think anyone would go and see it. I would like to see more of him doing a proper Joker, and I would like to see him turn up in The Batman. As a lone movie, no, that's a dead duck. So I'm not surprised that wasn't announced. But what I was surprised wasn't announced was Man of Steel 2 was not announced. The next Superman movie was not announced. Possibly because they were really tiptoeing around the fact that Superman is in Justice League. No one knows why, considering even the Lego sets have shown that he's in the movie. It is happening, and I bet it will be announced straight after he appears in either the next Justice League trailer or Justice League. We know he's going to be in Justice League, alright? We're suspecting that Supergirl is probably going to be in Justice League 2. Link above. Who knows what DC are doing? Certainly not me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That was our roundup of all the DC movies announced or not announced at San Diego Comic-Con. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments below. What movie are you most excited about? What movie do you wish was announced and wasn't? Let us know and we'll be sure to answer. Subscribe to DC Comics Gamer for daily DC Comics videos, including everything on all DC movies or Injustice 2 and everything. Please leave a like, they really help us out. We'll be very grateful. And catch you later, guys.